All right. Good morning, or good afternoon, or maybe good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from today. Coach Kevin here, and let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do is get started by sharing my screen with you and point out some important things. First thing I'd like to point out is that we have a Facebook group that actually matches the meetup group, and it has the same name. It's live Law of Attraction, Money, Wealth, and Success Training. And the way to find us is to go into your own Facebook account, look for the search function, and type in live Law of Attraction, Money, Wealth, and Success Training. The other way you could find us is you can go directly to facebook.com/groups, that's plural, /money manifesting coach as one word. Again, that is facebook.com/groups, which is plural, /money manifesting coach as one word. And come ask to join us. Now, why would you want to join us? Well, first of all, when we record these meetings, what we do here, as you can see, there is yesterday and the day before. What we do is we put the recordings into the group so that you can go ahead and review them. Okay. Let's say you're with us today for the first time and you're like, wow, this is cool. You heard something you want to go over again. And you're like, darn, or I missed something yesterday. I got on 10 minutes late, or I had to leave 10 minutes early, or who knows. This way you can go rewatch whatever it was that you wanted to find. And speaking of that, it also could be, let's say you're with us on Monday, but you couldn't make Tuesday, but you're here Wednesday, you can't make Thursday, but you're here Friday. You could always go back and catch up on the meetings that you missed. And occasionally you'll want to do that because sometimes the material that we're going over and what we're training on maybe is something that just goes on for a day. Sometimes it's going to be a piece of material that we'll go through that could take several days or even a week or more. It just depends on what the concept is that we're trying to get across and what material we're using to help train. Okay. Speaking of that, I want to point out what we are in the process of going through right now. We are in the process of going through a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So I just want to remember here that we're on page 16. And I want to show you how to get a free copy. I happen to have this on Kindle. I also have it on Audible. However, I wanted to find a copy for you guys so you could follow along, and I was able to find a free one. So let me show you where I found it, okay? I'm just going to backspace here. All I did is I typed in The Power of the Subconscious Mind PDF into Google. And what happened is I came across several, but here's the one I like, okay? And this is the one that we're using. So this is the one, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It'll say dash the logo center. Don't worry about that. And it comes from a website called logocenter.org. Again, don't be concerned about that. The main thing to understand is if you go there, bam, you can get yourself a copy of the book, which is great. And what you can do is use your download function and save it to your device so that you have it whenever you're off of the internet, if you want to ever, read it and go through it while you're not connected. All right. However, you may be connected right now. This is where we left off yesterday. I'm going to blow it up a bit bigger so you guys can see it better. Maybe one more. There we go. And I'm going to start reading where we left off yesterday. So here's how things function if you're new with us and you're not familiar with what we do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read and share commentary right now where I think it's helpful and appropriate. And then we are going to have some time that we always set aside 10-15 minutes at the end for you guys to share whatever you'd like to share or ask whatever questions you would like to ask. Okay. Let me tell you why I chose this book. We've been going now for a little over a month together since we started this meetup group. Okay. And we've gone through multiple things. We've gotten the foundation by going through essentially the formula for manifesting money and wealth in your life, the step-by-step process for doing that. The next thing we went through is understanding the laws of the universe and how they function in relationship to manifesting more money and wealth in your life. You could have the formula, so to speak, without understanding how the laws work, and you'll have a difficult time. You could have both the formulas and how the laws work and still have a challenge if you don't know how your mind works, and particularly if you don't know how your subconscious mind works. If you've wanted anything for any given amount of time and you've been trying to have it show up in your life through setting goals or working towards it, whatever it might be, or even if you've just tried to manifest it, and if you have not had it actually show up for you, then you have programs running in your subconscious mind that are in opposition to what you want. Maybe you've had some success, but you've hit a ceiling. You just can't quite get past whatever that amount of money is at your job or your business. You're like, dang, I've been here forever, and it seems like this is where I'm going to stay. Again, programs in your subconscious mind, they're in opposition to what you want to accomplish. Let's say you've had some breakthroughs. Let's say that, I'm going to make up a number, you're making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, and bam, you passed through and slammed through and you made your $100,000. If you didn't make that $100,000 consistently for the next 5 years or so and kept going up, instead you went back down to that $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, and you only hit that number once or twice, whatever your number is, it's different for you. That means you still did not have the right programs running in your mind. You tried it through sheer will, and your subconscious mind brought you back to what it thought was normal. So we need to understand something about our subconscious mind. It can be our absolute greatest friend in helping us get what we want, or it absolutely will be your worst enemy and stop you from getting what you want. So let's learn how to make friends with it and how to have it be programmed to be friendly for you versus bringing things that are in opposition to what you really want in your life. If that's what you have showing up in your life is the opposite of what you want, or you're stuck, or you've had success but gone backwards, then we need to make sure that we understand how to reprogram your subconscious mind for the success that you want. Because once it accepts that reprogramming, it will actually go out and help make it much, much easier for you to receive what you want in your life. Okay. So Joseph Murphy is the foremost authority on how the subconscious mind works. He's written this book. He's not with us any longer. This book's a little bit older, however, extremely, extremely valuable. And so we're going to start right here, but I want you to know why we're going through this. Okay, let me get a sip of water and we'll get rolling. How your mind works. And if you're following along, we are on page 16 of this PDF file. Your mind is the most precious possession. It is always with you, but its most amazing powers will be yours only when you've learned how to use it. As we have seen, there are 2 levels to your mind, the conscious or rational level and the subconscious or irrational level. You think with your conscious mind, and whatever you habitually think sinks down into your subconscious mind. And whatever you habitually think, or you've allowed yourself to think, not that you came up with the thought, but it came through your environment, through your coworkers, through your family, through social media, through television, whatever it is, repetitively has been told to you. If you didn't actually go and reject it and continue to reject it, it is probably a program in your subconscious mind now. How do you know? Because of the results you have. So you think with your conscious mind. That's where you get to decide what you want to be thinking about and what will go in and out of your subconscious mind, but you haven't been aware of that, okay? You haven't been aware necessarily that it was completely under your control your entire life, except for the age of up till about age 8, okay? At that point, you were just an open book and you accepted everything into your subconscious mind, good, bad, or indifferent. And the subconscious mind, by the way, doesn't know the difference between good, bad, right, or wrong. It just says if you accept an idea as being true, it will then take that idea you've accepted as being true and process that as true for you. And then it'll make sure that that is what happens in your life to make sure that that is true for you. And whatever you habitually think sinks down into your subconscious mind, which then creates according to the nature of your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is the seat of your emotions. It is the creative mind. If you think good, good will follow. If you think evil, evil will follow. This is the way your mind works. The most important point to remember is this. Once the subconscious mind accepts an idea, it begins to execute it. It is an astonishing and subtle truth that the law of the subconscious mind works for good and bad ideas alike. Like I said, it doesn't decide good, bad, right, or wrong. That is for you to decide before it becomes subconscious. This law, when applied in a negative way, is the cause of failure, frustration, and unhappiness. When your habitual thinking is harmonious and constructive, however, you experience perfect health, success. Once that happens, the law of your subconscious mind will bring forth the health, peace, and prosperity you desire. You give the command or decree, and your subconscious will faithfully reproduce the idea impressed upon it. The law of your mind is this. The reaction or response you get from your subconscious mind will be determined by the nature of the thought or idea you hold in your conscious mind. Psychologists and psychiatrists point out that when thoughts are conveyed to your subconscious mind, impressions are made in the brain cells. As soon as your subconscious accepts any idea, it proceeds to it has to accept that idea. And that's not always easy. Sometimes it's really fast. And sometimes if you're trying in your lifetime to bring about its purpose. It draws on the infinite power, so God in the universe, energy and wisdom within you. It lines up all the laws of nature to get its way. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to your difficulties, but at other times it may take days, weeks, or longer. Its ways are past finding out. The difference between conscious and subconscious. You must remember that the conscious and subconscious are not two minds. They are merely two spheres of activity within one mind. Your conscious mind is the reasoning mind. It is the phase of mind that chooses. For example, you choose your books, your home, and your partner in life. You make all your decisions with your conscious mind. On the other hand, without any conscious choice on your part, your heart is kept functioning automatically, and the vital functions of digestion, circulation, and breathing are carried on by your subconscious mind through processes independent of your conscious control. Your subconscious mind accepts what is impressed upon it or what you consciously believe. It does not reason things out as your conscious mind does, and it does not argue with you controversially. Your subconscious mind is like a bed of soil that accepts any kind of seed, good or bad. Your thoughts are active. They are the seeds. Negative, destructive thoughts continue to work negatively in your subconscious mind. Sooner or later, they will emerge and take shape as an outer experience that corresponds to their content. Remember, your subconscious mind does not engage in proving whether your thoughts are good or bad, true or false. It responds according to the nature of your thoughts or suggestions. For example, if you consciously assume that something is true, even though it may be false, your subconscious mind will accept it as true and proceed to bring about results that must necessarily follow because you consciously assumed it to be true. Experiments by psychologists. Psychologists and others have performed countless experiments on people who are in a hypnotic trance. The research shows clearly that the subconscious mind does not make the selections and comparisons that are necessary for a reasoning process. Your subconscious mind will accept any suggestions, however false. Having once accepted any suggestion, it responds according to the nature of the suggestion given. To illustrate how suggestible your subconscious mind is, if a practice hypnotist suggests that one of her subjects that she is Napoleon Bonaparte, or even a cat or a dog, the subject will act out the pan with inimitable accuracy. Her personality becomes changed for the time being. She believes herself to be whatever the operator tells her she is. A skilled hypnotist may suggest to one of his students in the hypnotic state that her back itches, to another that his nose is bleeding, to another that she is a marble statue, to another that she is freezing and the temperature is below zero. Each one will follow out the line of his particular suggestion, totally oblivious to all those surroundings that do not pertain to the hypnotic suggestion. These simple illustrations portray the difference between your conscious, reasoning mind and your subconscious mind, which is impersonal, non-selective, and accepts as true whatever your conscious mind believes to be true. Hence, the importance of selecting thoughts, ideas, and premises that bless, heal, inspire, and fill your soul with joy. The terms objective and subjective mind clarified. Your conscious mind is sometimes referred to as your objective mind because it deals with outward objects. So let me repeat that. Your conscious mind is sometimes referred to as your objective objects outside, mind, because it deals with outward objects. The objective mind is aware of the objective world, the things on the outside of you, Its media of observation are your 5 physical senses. So that's how it knows what's going on the outside. That's your objective mind. That is your conscious mind. Your objective mind is your guide and director in your contact with your environment. You gain knowledge through your 5 senses. Your objective mind learns through observation, experience, and education. As previously pointed out, the greatest function of the objective mind is that of reasoning. Suppose you're one of the hundreds of thousands of tourists who visit the Grand Canyon every year. You would come to the conclusion that it is one of the world's most amazing natural wonders. This conclusion would be based upon your observation of its incredible depth, the complex shaping of the rock formations, the beautiful play of colors among the different geological strata. This is the working of your objective mind. Your subconscious mind is often referred to as your subjective mind. Your subjective mind is aware of its environment, but not by means of your physical senses. Your subjective mind perceives by intuition. It is the seat of your emotions and the storehouse of memory. Your subjective mind performs its highest functions when your objective senses are not functioning. In other words, it is that intelligence that makes itself known when the objective mind is suspended or in a sleepy, drowsy state. Your subjective mind sees without the use of the natural organs of vision. It has the capacity of clairvoyance and clairaudience. It can see and hear events that are taking place elsewhere. Your subjective mind can leave your body, travel to distant lands, and bring back information that is often of the most exact and truthful character. Through your subjective mind, you can read the thoughts of others, read the contents of sealed envelopes, or closed books or newspapers. Once we understand the interaction of the objective and the subjective minds, we're in a better position to learn the true art of prayer. The subconscious cannot reason like your conscious mind. Your conscious mind does not have the ability, or your subconscious, your inner mind, does not have the ability to argue or dispute what it is told. If you give it wrong information, it will accept it as true. It will then work to make that information correct. It will bring your suggestions, even those that were false, to pass as conditions, experiences, and events. Everything that has happened to you happened because of thoughts impressed on your subconscious mind through belief. If you have communicated wrong or distorted concepts to your subconscious mind, or you've allowed them to be communicated because you didn't reject them when they were coming to you, it is of the most urgent importance to correct them. The sure way to do this is by repeatedly giving your subconscious mind constructive, harmonious thoughts. As these are frequently repeated, your subconscious mind accepts them. In this way, you can form new, healthier habits of thought and life from your subconscious mind, for your subconscious mind is the seat of habit. The habitual thinking of your conscious mind establishes deep grooves in your subconscious mind. If your habitual thoughts are harmonious, peaceful, and constructive, your subconscious mind will respond by creating harmony, peace, and constructive conditions. Have you fallen prey to fear, worry, and other destructive forms of thinking? The remedy is to recognize the power of your subconscious mind and decree freedom, happiness, and perfect health. Your subconscious mind, being creative and one with your divine source, connected with God in the universe, will then start to create the freedom and happiness you have earnestly decreed. The tremendous power of suggestion. Another sip of water here. As you can see by what we've already discussed, your conscious mind serves as the watchman at the gate. One of the most crucial functions is to protect your subconscious mind from false impressions. The reason this is so important goes back to one of the basic laws of mind. Your subconscious mind is very sensitive to suggestion. As you know, your subconscious mind does not make comparisons or contrasts. It doesn't reason and think things out for itself. This later function belongs to your conscious mind. No, your subconscious mind simply reacts to the impressions given to it by your conscious mind. It does not pick and choose among different courses of action. It merely takes what it is given. Suggestion is a tremendously powerful force. Imagine that you are on board a ship that is rocking a bit from side to side. You approach a timid-looking passenger and say, "Gee, you don't look so hot. Your face is practically green. I'm afraid you're about to be seasick. Can I help you to your cabin?" The passenger turns pale. The suggestion you had just made about seasickness links up with her own fears and forebodings. She lets you escort her down below decks. Once she is there, your negative suggestion, which she had accepted, comes true. Different reactions to the same suggestion. It is important to realize that different people will react in different ways to the same suggestion. This is because they have different subconscious conditioning or beliefs. They have different programs running for them. Suppose, instead of choosing a fellow passenger on the ship, you go up to a member of the crew and you say, "Hey buddy, you don't look so great. Do you think you're about to be seasick?" Depending on the sailor's temperament, he either laughs at your feeble joke or tells you to get lost. Your suggestion has no power over him because the idea of seasickness was associated in his mind with his own immunity from it. Therefore, it called up no fear or worry, but self-confidence. A dictionary will tell you that a suggestion is the act or instance of putting something into one's mind. It is the mental process by which the thought or idea that has been suggested is entertained, accepted, or put into effect. Remember, suggestion cannot impose itself on the subconscious mind against the will of the conscious mind. Your conscious mind has the power to reject the suggestion. The sailor had no fear of seasickness. He had convinced himself of his immunity, so the negative suggestion had no power to evoke fear. But your fellow passenger was already worried about becoming sick. Therefore, your suggestion had power over her. All of us have our own inner fears, beliefs, opinions. These inner assumptions rule and govern our lives. A suggestion has no power in and of itself. Its power arises from the fact that you accept it mentally. Only at that point do your subconscious powers begin to act according to the nature of the suggestion. Okay, how he lost his arm. For many years, I gave a regular series of lectures at the London Truth Forum in Caxton Hall, which I founded a number of years ago. Dr. Everin Fleet, the director, told me about a man whose young daughter suffered from both crippling rheumatoid arthritis and the disfiguring and painful skin condition called cirrhosis. They tried many treatments, but nothing the doctors did seemed to help. The man was near despair. Over and over, he said to himself and to his friends, I would give my right arm to see my daughter cured. Okay, let's pay attention to this. Okay, the man, so the father of this girl, the man was near despair, and over he said to himself and to his friends. So he's programming into his subconscious mind, I would give my right arm to see my daughter cured. According to Dr. Fleet, one day the family went out for a drive. Their car was involved in a head-on collision. The father's right arm was torn off at the shoulder. When he came home from the hospital, he discovered that his daughter's arthritis and skin condition had vanished. You must be careful to give your subconscious mind only those suggestions that heal, bless, elevate, and inspire you in all your ways. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand a joke. It takes you at your word. Okay, that's a good place to pause. We'll come here tomorrow. Good to see that some more people joined us since we got started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very happy to have you here with us. And I think we might even have some new people today. So let me explain what we're doing right now. At this point, this is your opportunity to share whatever you would like to share and or ask whatever questions that you would like to ask. So what would be appropriate to share? Well, anything that maybe came up for you when you went ahead and we were going through this information today. If anything came up for you that you would like to discuss, we can do that. If you've been with us now for a while, anything in relationship to what we've gone over in the past. And another thing that would be awesome is if you have intentionally made a decision that you wanted something to manifest in your life and it successfully has happened for you and you could share that story, that would be awesome. Okay, what would be appropriate questions? Well, anything in relationship to what we've gone over today so far, anything in relationship to what we've gone over together in the past, and or anything in relationship to manifesting more money and wealth into our lives, that would be fair game. So all you need to do, if you would like to share something or ask a question, is just come off mute and start doing so, and we'll take you in the order you do that. Thank you.
Can I start?
You certainly may.
My name is Nishi Bhatia, and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Awesome. Hi, Nishi.
Yeah, hi. This is my first time. I've been wanting to listen to this, but every time something came up and I haven't been able to do that, but I found it very, very knowledgeable for the conscious mind and unconscious, subconscious mind. That the way you explained, it puts together. Yeah, I mean, it's also the thinking is that it's the conscious mind is only 4% of what we know, and the subconscious mind is like 96%. So my question is that the manifestation of whether it's a money or job or family or relationships or whatever it is comes more from subconscious mind than the conscious mind. So how do we tap to that conscious mind? What are the strategies to get to that really deep down? What are my beliefs? Because there was this story I heard that this lady will always say, oh, I want to have kids. I want to have kids. I'm just dying to have kids. Outwardly, she said, and once she could not have kids. She could not have them. She could not conceive. And so she went to hypnotist, and the person who hypnotized her, and found out from her subconscious mind that she doesn't want to have children. So it was a big contrast from the conscious mind and the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, how do we tap to that? In my life, I understand that those are deep beliefs and convictions and sanskaras, if you understand that word. How do I tap to those ones so I could make a decision what I want to manifest in my life?
Okay, great question. And let's take a little bit of time and go through that. First of all, and the reason that's everybody else who's listening, that's absolutely how things work. We have programming already at a subconscious level. Like she talked about, her friend at a subconscious level didn't want to have children, but she's saying she does want to have children, right? So those two ideas are in opposition to each other. Now, what we don't know, and it doesn't really matter necessarily, is what happened in this person's life originally for them to make the decision and have it become at a subconscious level the idea that they don't want children. Okay, it could be how they grew up, meaning their mother or father or both maybe told them that they didn't want her. Okay, that they didn't want children, that children get in the way or whatever, and she accepted. I don't know what she did. I'm just giving an example, right? So this person, though, whatever way it happened, she told it to herself, and or she accepted it from others without rejecting it. Or maybe she rejected it for a little while, but eventually others won out because of the environment and because of the repetitiveness of what was going on. So I don't know if there was something traumatizing that happened, or I don't know if it was something repetitive. But the way that things get programmed into our subconscious mind the fastest is through a highly charged emotional experience. However, for 99% of us, those experiences are trauma. And so it doesn't take repetitiveness to get in there. It gets in there immediately. And then the subconscious mind takes like thoughts and uses those to justify the fact that this is what you believe. But let's take your friend. If your friend really does want to have children, then your subconscious programming is in opposition. Here's how you would go about changing that. What she would do is picture herself not getting pregnant. Okay, because getting pregnant might not be enough. If her program says she doesn't want children and she gets pregnant, chances are she'll miscarry or something will happen to stop that child from being born. Okay, so what she actually needs to think about and visualize and feel good about and convince her subconscious mind about as being normal for her is that she already has a child that came through birth through her. Not that the child came through adoption, right? Not that the child is another family member that she's taking care of. Because if you're not more specific about having your own child through you, then those are other ways you could have a child, which, by the way, she might be super happy with that, though. But from a subconscious level, if she wants to give birth to a child and have the subconscious not get in the way and actually make that some kind of problem instead of a blessing, she needs to see herself with a child already. And she needs to see herself doing things with that child and that child is healthy. So she might want to see that child not necessarily right as an infant, but see the child as a toddler or as a child that can walk and talk and speak with her. And how she's celebrating in her mind, she could be celebrating each of the child's birthdays. Hey, I'm celebrating my child's very first birthday. We just had a checkup at the doctor. My child is completely healthy and strong and everything is great. Okay, I'm now celebrating her second birthday in my imagination. I'm meditating on that. I'm feeling that as if it's true, not as if it's in the future, but if that's what's happening right now. And so she could go in again, think of her child's second birthday party maybe, and maybe there's some family around. Maybe she could go visualize the child doing a particular thing, like the first day the child goes to preschool, and she's writing in a journal, picturing herself writing in a journal. I'm so happy and grateful that I took my son to preschool today, This was his very first day. I'm so grateful when he was born happy, healthy and happy 2 years ago or 4 years ago. And now we're going to preschool, and he just had his very first day, and he came home with a sticker that was really exciting. So she could visualize herself writing in her journal or experiencing all of that. All of that is impressing upon the subconscious mind that she is a mother, the child came from her, and the child is healthy and happy. And if you stay focused in that area for long enough, eventually you're going to have two things enter your subconscious mind. You're going to have the old negative program, I don't want children, and you're going to have the new program, which is I've given birth to a happy, healthy child, and we've been living together, doing fun things together and whatnot. When she successfully does that, it's going to be weird because her subconscious mind now has two opposing ideas in it, and it's going to push for rejecting one of them. What you do is you say, hey, look, I'm just going to ignore my five senses. Anything around me that could tell me that being a parent is wrong or having a children is dangerous or whatever it is that somebody would say, oh, you have a children. No, you're not. Just ignore all of that and spend as much time in what I would call the fourth dimension or in your imagination and feel yourself with that child, doing things with that child, enjoying your life with your child. Your subconscious mind eventually is going to say, okay, what the subconscious mind makes decisions between is not what's right, wrong, good, and bad. It chooses what is normal. And what its definition of normal, though, is not a dictionary's definition of what is normal. The definition of normal for the subconscious mind is what's normal for you. Now, that doesn't mean it's good, bad, right, or wrong. You could be the type, and I'm not meaning you, Nishi, okay? But as a person that it is constantly attracting relationships that are abusive, right? Well, why does the subconscious mind even allow that if it's not? Because the subconscious mind has three functions. 1, to keep you alive, 2, to keep you safe, and 3, to help you master things and put them on autopilot so they become your habits and you don't have to think so much about it. Like tying your shoe or driving your car. You don't really think about that any longer. You just do it. When you first started, you had to really closely pay attention and it took up a bunch of energy. So while you're trying to drive a car, you were first learning how to do it, you certainly weren't trying to eat a sandwich. Nowadays, where people, once you learn to drive the car, you're eating a sandwich and you're on your phone, not saying you should be, but from a subconscious level, it's your subconscious driving the car. So it's accepted that to be normal, but it wants to keep you alive. That's what it does, particularly while you're sleeping. It wants to keep you safe, but its definition of safe is what is normal. That's why you can be in abusive relationships and keep attracting them, even though you get beat. Because what happens is your subconscious mind accepts that and says that's normal and you're still alive. Even though it's not good, it doesn't do the good, bad, right, or wrong. So for the child to be born, it needs to accept that having a happy, healthy, giving birth to a happy, healthy child is normal for you, and that is what you should have. And once it agrees with that, then it will push away the other program. It's almost like you got two programs running on a computer, and it will close the window to the other one. Doesn't mean the program is gone. It just means the window is closed and the new window is open. Your subconscious mind forgets nothing. Let me repeat that. Your subconscious mind forgets nothing. So all these processes that people try to go through with psychiatrists and psychologists to drudge up the past so they could figure out what the past is so they could let go and get rid of it, you can't forget. At a subconscious level, it's impossible. What you can do is plant the new idea that you want things to be like, get them both in there, and then get your subconscious mind to close the window or to minimize the window and open up the bigger program. But they're both still going to be there. Every experience we have, none of them is forgotten at a subconscious level. So that's why a lot of these other things don't work when you're like, well, okay, I figure all you're doing when you're dredging up your past is you're impressing again on your subconscious mind. You're living it over again because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the past, the present, and the future. Everything is the present to the subconscious mind. So if you're telling the negative story of your life and you're feeling it all over again and you're impressing it again on your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind goes, well, that's what's normal. So it'll accept that as normal. So you got to make sure when you're going through the change that when your subconscious mind is trying to bring you the thoughts that it's used to as normal, that you push them away, you go into your feeling place, you go into your visualization state and meditate, but you live right now in your mind as if what you want has already happened. Not if it's somewhere in the future, but that it has actually happened or is happening right now.
Thank you. I think very well explained that.
You're extremely welcome. Thank you for the question. Okay, any other questions or comments from anybody?
Kevin, I'm wondering do you ever ask yourself questions about what you're manifesting while you visualize, so that to like bring out your five senses, like, why do I want this? Why do I want this? And then just like keep answering those questions to yourself?
You could do that, and yeah, you could write out, okay, I want this, why, and then why, and why, and why, and bring it down to where you can't go any further, right? Because sometimes, I've done this too, sometimes we want things because society told us we should want it, right? So society says, hey, once you've earned, I'm just throwing this out there, once you've earned over $1 million, you shouldn't live in this neighborhood anymore. You need to live in one of those neighborhoods. Chances are you're going to change neighborhood anyway, because your vibration will be different and you'll be more comfortable around people that are vibrating at a higher financial level. But if you like the neighborhood that you're in and it's not getting in the way of you manifesting what you want, just because somebody else makes $1 million and goes and gets a new house doesn't mean that you need to go do it, right? But you may think you should go do it because that's what people like that do, right? No, don't worry about that. If you want to drive a particular car, and some people like cars, some could care less. Some it's just a way to get point A to point B. Some people, it's totally a fun experience for them. But for some other people, it's a status symbol. I think when we're doing things for status symbol purposes to show another person that we're trying to validate our worth or our value, then we got a little something different going on. We're not being creative, which we studied in the past through the science of getting rich. Now we're becoming competitive. So, but if you want something, if you like something, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says about it, okay? The only thing you need to decide about anything is, do I want to be, do, or have this thing? And once you've made up your mind, it's truly something you want to be, do, or have, then let God and the universe help you receive it. And also throw in the caveat, either this or something better. That way, if you're off track a little bit, God and the universe can point you back on track, and they'll point out to you that, hey, the reason you're not doing this is because it's not as good as what we actually have available to you. So think bigger and ask for bigger, and you'll get something even better than what you were asking for. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Very welcome. Any other questions or comments?
So for manifestation, it will all vary from person to person. Some manifestation could be instant and some will take time. It will depend on your purity of your thoughts and intentions and visualizations and all that combination of things. And
I love how you said the word purity, because that's what we want, right? We want lives that help other people and that don't rub other people the wrong way. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's just be real clear about the subconscious mind. Mm-hmm. Subconscious mind doesn't know good, bad, right, or wrong. It doesn't know pure or impure other than what we tell it is pure or impure. Mm-hmm.
Lost you, can't hear you. You're frozen.
The way that you change how you view yourself, I think I might be cutting out for a second here. Hang on. I think I was cutting out for a moment.
You're back again. Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay. So your subconscious mind will not out manifest your self-image. Okay. And if it's not going to out manifest your self-image, the way to change your self-image is to use your imagination. You have to imagine yourself being comfortable with the life you really want to have and for it being normal for you, because it will become a very peaceful process for you and very enjoyable. If you think that you have to be worthy or qualify for something, you don't. God and the universe love you and me and everybody else, and they don't require that we do anything specific. Maybe everybody has different beliefs of the afterlife and whatnot, okay, in heaven and whatnot. But as far as here on earth, the way the subconscious mind functions is it accepts whatever you imprint upon it as being normal. Once it accepts that as normal for you, it goes on autopilot and makes sure that you connect with what it is that you're in harmony with. So I love the word purity, because that's a good point. If you only think pure thoughts, you can only have pure things come into your life. You think unpure thoughts, you'll have unpure things come into your life. Now, everybody has their own moral views on things, right? But let's just look at purity as simply what it is. Pure, clear water, right? You can't see anything. Drop some ink in that water, and even though it's only a drop or two of ink, you are probably not going to want to drink the water. It's not going to appeal to you, right? But different people have different ideas for themselves. But if you go into the belief systems of most religions and cultures, we all have a similar idea of what is right and wrong and good and bad, okay? But as far as receiving what we want in life, if we believe that we have to, I'm just making this up, right? We have to pray 3 hours a day, every day for the next 90 days in order to receive something. And we have to do something favorable so that God accepts it before he gives us something. If that's our belief system, then we will have to go through that process. If our belief system is ask, and I totally have faith that God will guide me after I ask and tell me what's my next step, then we don't have to go through this other kind of process. Again, it's whatever we accept to be normal is what your subconscious mind makes your life. So if you put a lot of tradition and things into your life, you put a lot of rules into your life about, I have to do all these things before I'm worthy and qualified, then that's how your life's going to be. Let me give an example from my own life about that. I used to think to make more money, you had to work more, okay? When I made my change, when I got this, I was making $5,000 to $6,000 a month, and I was working 50 to 60 hours a week. And I still didn't have even though I was still broke, okay, at the time. And I didn't like that program. So once I learned, I got a coach. Okay, I went through some training. I got an actual coach helping me out too. And in less than 3 months, I had reprogrammed myself. I learned the process of the laws and how they function. I learned the process for manifesting what it is you want. And I learned how to reprogram my subconscious mind. Well, I didn't reprogram my subconscious mind for a specific amount of money. What I did is I programmed myself for a life I wanted to live. I changed my self-image, and in my self-image, I was able to do things like not work a lot of hours and spend a lot of time with my family and go take vacations and do fun things. And what happened is in less than 90 days, my income shifted up to $50,000 a month. And the time I had to work went down to 15 to 20 hours a week. So the first 4 months of 2006, I was making $5,000 to $6,000 a month, 50 to 60 hours a week. And it'd been that way for the past 3 to 4 years. Going forward, the following 8 months, I made $400,000+ and only worked 15 to 20 hours a week because of the change in the programming, because my subconscious accepted that as my self-image, and that was my lifestyle. So it made sure that that's what I got.
Mm-hmm. So,
but I didn't become any, did I have to become a nicer person? Right? I think I'm pretty nice. I mean, I didn't have to change anything and go to God and say, please, 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 what do you need me to change about myself and all this? I just held the image of what I wanted, asked God for help, and God guided me in the right direction for all of that to come together. But I didn't have to, I worry a little bit when people think they have to be something different. No, you have to feel differently about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will naturally become what it is that you feel. But a lot of people think they have to do something spectacular first. I'm not any more spectacular now than I was then. I'm still the same child of God that I ever was.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Any additional comments or questions for today?
Hi, Kevin. This is Lily.
Hi.
Hi. So something happened to me, and it was today. So I got forced. So I have a good relationship with my daughter's dad, but I kind of don't want to live close by him because I don't feel like that's healthy. And I'm in a good place, and I love where I'm living. My daughter loves the school and everything. And he told me one day he was looking for a house by me. And that made me really upset because I was like, it's not going to be healthy, you know? So I start like thinking about wishing him good luck to find the house that he wants, but not close to me, but he's going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. My daughter's going to be happy. So today he told me he's going to sell his house for the money, more money than he was thinking about it. And he's moving, but instead of moving close to me, he's moving way far. And he just called me today and he told me, and he's happy with it. It's not that he's not happy, but he's like, oh, the goal, it's kind of look in your area in the future. But I'm like, oh, yeah, but he's going in opposite direction, you know, and maybe he'll be happy there and he want to stay there. And I was like, wow, this is really, really nice, you know, because instead I was upset when the first time I heard him telling me that he want to come my way.
Yeah.
But then when I try to think, I'm not going to think negative. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to wish him well. And that happened. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
That's you manifested it. Absolutely. The smartest thing you did is you didn't wallow in it when he came to you and said, hey, I'm going to move nearby. You had that initial sting, that initial, I don't like, but you immediately turned it to what it would like to have happen. And you're both going to be happy about it, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was like so happy.
Is it a good idea to just put it out there for universe when you are not sure? Because any decision
so
you make.
When did you? Okay, I know my internet's going. Hang on, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Lily, so how long ago did he tell you he was going to do this? And when did you start thinking about it in a positive way? And how long transpired before it happened?
Like a month ago.
Yeah.
A month and a half.
Was it before you started coming on with us, or you've been here for about a month, haven't you?
Yeah. I was when I was with you, like not before. I didn't know how to. I wasn't like trying to do anything before because I didn't know what to do. But now that I'm listening to you, I'm kind of like trying to reprogram my mind to not think negative and think positive, wish the best, and get like good vibration.
Awesome. Well, if you want to take it to a much higher level, much quicker, love to have you in our group coaching program. You know a little bit about it, I'm sure by now.
Yes, thank you.
But I would love you to reach out and do that if you want to, particularly before the price on the 15th doubles to do that. If you want to, send me an email, coachkevinsparks@gmail.com, and we could actually take what you want to accomplish in your life and quantum leap it. I've been watching people now going through the process of bringing them through, and I'm watching things happen really, really quick. So Anybody who wants to move a lot quicker, that's what I had to do. I had to not just, read some books and go to YouTube University. I needed some real help from a real person. And so I got that help, and, never have looked back ever since then. Think about that. 2006 to now, I still don't work more than 15 to 20 hours a week. And still make a very nice 6-figure income, and have made up my mind recently that it's going to go up into the 7 figures here. And it's just about inching its way over there. And I work together. I still have people that coach me and that I work together with. A lot of them are coaches that got trained by the same person who trained me. I was trained by Bob Proctor, and I have other coaches that I mastermind with, and we coach each other that was trained by him too. So I would just love to have you be part of that. I hope you choose to. If it feels right, do it. If it doesn't, that's okay. Okay. It's not a pressure thing. I just think that you could I could really help you out a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Carl. Hey.
My only comment is I can't wait for the coaching to start. I'm really excited. I've been watching those videos you sent.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be pretty quick here. I'm really excited about it. I love taking new groups through and watching the growth. It's awesome.
What is this coaching about? I'm not familiar with this.
Okay. Well, I have a group coaching program. I used to only do one-on-one coaching. And people that paid me for one-on-one coaching, they paid $20,000 or more for me to help them out and work with them for 6 months. And everybody that ever did that, even in a one-on-one situation, added at least $100,000 or more to their income within a year. If they were able to add at least $10,000 more a month, some of them have added $20,000 or $30,000 or more than what they were making. But anyhow, I've been doing the one-on-one. Well, for the last, what's it been now? Couple different sessions, I decided to put together a group coaching and see if it would be just as effective. And it has been. I'd say it's at least 98% as effective as one-on-one. And I've been charging $5,000 for that to help people in a group setting for 6 months. What I've been told by Bob Proctor recently is he's like, Kevin, and other coaches, are you crazy? You are charging half of what anybody else is charging for the same type of results your clients are getting. So June 15th, my price is going up to $10,000 for the group coaching. But if you take advantage of the opportunity right now before the 15th and you pay for group coaching, it would only be $5,000 instead of 10. So
before what date?
Before the 15th of June. The 15th of June is when the price shifts. Now, what I'm letting people do if they don't have all the cash on them right now to do that is if they put $3,000 down, they can go ahead and pay the additional $2,000 at $500 a month, starting 90 days from when we get started.
So how many people in that group?
There's this one, we're going to probably have between 8 and 12. That's what we've been typically running with. And it's not just one session. The way that it works is I make myself available 4 times a week. Okay. So for instance, the group that's going through right now, they go through on Tuesday, and I'm available. This is my time, California time. I'm available at 8 o'clock.
You froze.
Kevin, sorry, you're frozen.
Okay, now am I unfrozen?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyhow, Tuesday and Wednesday, there's 4 different times. People commit to about an hour and 15 minutes per day for things I'm going to assign them to do. And interestingly enough, some of the people that come through the group coaching, they've got 4 times they can come. I ask them to be there at least once. Interestingly enough, can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
Okay. But what ends up happening for a lot of them is they like it so much, they actually show up 2 or 3 times. Now, I don't need them to, but they're like, I want to be there because I get to hear you coaching other people. And I learn from that too, you know, and the discussions are always different every time. So anyhow, reach out to me. My email address is Coach Kevin Spatks. So it's my name. You can see it on the screen there. Just add coach to the front. Coach Kevin Spatks at gmail.com. Send me a message and leave me your phone number if you would like. And I don't mean let's just jabber at each other. I mean, you're like, yeah, you feel like the right person to help me. And I want to do this and I can do this. Versus, yeah, I want to do it, but I've only got 25 cents in my pocket. Don't call me if that's the case. I'm not saying that's at you specifically, but I'm just saying some people just want to call and talk and tell me why they can't do it. I'm not interested in why you can't do it. Okay. I'm interested in helping you figure out how you can do it, right? I'm here to help you get what you want, not to help reinforce you not getting what you want, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, would love to have any of you that want.
You're frozen again. There's something you need to fix up in your system there, in your computer system or phone. You just keep freezing every time.
Kevin, you're frozen. Oh, Lord. I don't know if you can hear us or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Arlo's not the host.
All right, yeah. I don't see him either. We lost him, seems like.
Yeah, this happened yesterday.
Hmm.
He'll be back.
So how many of you are going for this coaching class? Carl,
I am.
Okay. Yeah, for the
Nisha, you muted yourself.
yeah, group coaching?
Yeah, I'm in the group coaching program.
Okay. Yeah. So where is he? Where is Kevin? Which state is he in?
He's in San Diego.
Okay, California. So he's running this program all over the country, huh? Or all over the world? Anybody who can join.
That's the beauty of the internet. You now
Yeah.
have
Absolutely.
global capabilities.
Yeah.
You're in Texas?
I'm in Dallas, Texas, yes.
Well, where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from India, but been here a long time, 40 plus years. So,
oh, wow.
Most of my adult life, I've been here.
Did you come from India and go straight to Texas, or?
No, I was in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky, but been in Dallas for the last 35 years.
Got it.
Yeah. Where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think so. He's going to come back.
I lost someone.
Yeah, there are only 6 people left, so.
I'm going to go. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye. I'm going to go too.
I'm going to sign off. It was a pleasure speaking with you, Nishi.
Yeah, nice to meet you.